right, everybody. We are live. Yeah, you saw how quick that was?
Heck yeah.
It's down to a science at this point. What's up, Natalia? I know, right before that, that awesome throat, vocal cord sound. It's like, all right, showtime's about to hit, so make sure you're like on a live talk show and you got that shit timed perfectly. What's up, Liv? Now, yeah, so X. We were just talking backstage a little bit. But we'll go around. I'll go me, then Larry, then or actually we'll go Larry, then Chris, and me. What was your initial reaction upon seeing this movie, and when did you see it? Did you see it when it released in early 2022 or after that? So, yeah, Larry.
Well, I actually saw it, I guess, in chronological order. I actually saw Pearl first, and then I saw this.
This is one reason I asked. And what did you think on watching this compared to Pearl?
So I liked Pearl more, but they're two different films. I do like this one. I actually saw this one when it was on HBO Max, but I did see Pearl in the theater, and I immediately went to go see this one after because I was like, oh man, I gotta, I was invested. And the buddy of mine that I was with, he was like, oh, this is a great. Now I get the perspective of somebody watching it in chronological order and not, the way it was released.
So. Yeah, that's one reason I asked, because I have a different story of how I watched them, but then I'm sure it'll differ for Chris too. Chris, when did you see this?
I saw this in the theater. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and this just screams slasher and screams Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It has that grindhouse feel. I flippin' love it. There's a kill in here that happens literally in red lighting from a truck.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It introduced me to Mia Goth. My God, she's my new favorite scream queen. Different type of scream queen. This is the new generation here, people. My favorite Jenna Ortega film. I know she's not a leading lady, but yeah, I know my feelings towards her. This is her best film right here. And yeah, I saw it in the theater. I think second week it came out. And when I was done with it, I'm like, this is my film. This is my horror of the year. Sure enough. Yeah, it's a great film. I love it a lot. It's my favorite. I do like Pearl. Like I say, two different films filmed differently. That's what I love about Ty West. Great director. Absolutely. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. So.
Absolutely. So I didn't get to see it in theaters. 2022 was the year I started the channel. So I was like maybe in June, and like around October, I caught up on a lot of releases, and it was around when Pearl came out. So I ended up watching them back to back. Like, it just got them online, watched them, and I watched X first, and then I watched Pearl. I don't know if it was the mood I was in, but then I watched them multiple times in the weeks afterwards to confirm it. But I was blown away, like by both back to back, especially. I was completely blown away by everything in both of these movies. I do like Pearl better, and both were my number one of that year for horror for me. Like, both.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Mia Goth had something to do.
Pearl. Her monologue at the end of Pearl is one of the best monologues from an actress I've seen in a movie since Requiem for a Dream with Sarah Goldfarb by Ellen Burstyn.
I need to see that. Yeah, she sits there and smiles for like how long?
And the end, with the ending, and like I'm glad, like you said,
it's crazy. Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought up that they are shot very differently, because they are two types of movies. I even though this has a lot more slasher elements, and it is very 70s inspired grindhouse feel, very Texas Chainsaw, I feel like because of the story and how good it is, it's more than a slasher movie for me. Like, this is, it's not just your typical slasher film, especially that we have a world being built around it with the prequel that went into like early 1900s Looney Tunes like type font, and like old, like the way it's filmed is just brilliant. That's sick backstory.
Epidemic going on.
Yeah,
well, I like the fact that they give it that old school Hollywood look.
Yeah,
like
that's such a great decision.
I was like, wow, that I think that's what really caught my attention, was just like, man, this is like, they did a really good job of like making it feel like an old timey film, from back then.
Yeah, They nailed that. And like I remember, because another reason I was so blown away with this movie is because one, I've always loved Ty West, as we were talking very briefly about him backstage, but we were talking about The Sacrament, which I love that movie. House of the Devil, I love that film. The Innkeepers is an underrated movie by him, and I fucking love that movie too.
That's a divided film. Like people either love The Innkeepers or hate it. I do have
Yeah.
House of the Devil. People seem to like
Oh.
highly rank House of the Devil. I need to watch that.
People put that up with like their favorite of the 2010s and stuff, and I wouldn't argue that. It's a great movie. It's a great 70s, or was it set in the early 80s, House of the Devil, something like that. But he nails time periods, Ty West.
He does.
He has. So that's why for MaXXXine, I'm sure it's just going to be mesmerizing, the cinematography and everything, just with
I wonder how long that
the neon and then all the color from the Giallo influence and stuff, and it's going to be insane. So I mean, this is, I think, the perfect time to rewatch both these movies before it releases, and then I wonder if there will be a preferable order to watch them in. Or if it would just be X Pearl and then MaXXXine, or if you would watch Pearl first. You can get like pretty creative, I'm sure, with how to watch them, depending on what we see in MaXXXine. Let's jump back in chat real quick.
Hi,
Hey, Jamie. How you doing, Jamie? Hey, Phil. How you doing, Phil?
Hey, Phil.
If anyone's going to watch along in the comments, just let me know. It's on Netflix. It's actually on Netflix for one more day, so I plan this shit like right on time.
Yeah.
It's because it says last day to watch the 30th, so today's the 29th. It goes to the 30th, but I guess they mean the next, like the last day to watch is the 30th. Because I was gonna say, watch this shit cut out like an hour into this, like right at midnight. They take it off and it says, sorry, title not available. You throw on Look Movie. It's also on Look Movie, guys, so I will drop that link.
If they did a special release in my theater of MaXXXine on July 4th, because I have July 4th off. That's Thursday. That would be huge. I would go see that midnight showing. Absolutely.
I haven't seen a movie in the theater in forever, and I would see MaXXXine in the theater.
You'd hear the flipping fireworks outside.
Yeah. Like, oh, yeah, right? Dude, that would fit in, actually, with the movie. That's not a bad idea. Because it's like in Hollywood and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you're hearing fireworks and stuff going off backstage. I mean, outside, that's pretty cool. But that's definitely something I would watch in the theater, like race there to see if I can. What's up, Noel? How you doing, buddy? All right, everyone have their copies ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'll go do like a 3, 2, 1, go, and we'll go on the go. All right, that confuse anyone? All right, me? All right, cool. 3, 2, 1, go. 824. Which Gareth video tasties. You see this? Fuck you. Just as always, love you, man. But always give shit for 824. 824.
I love A24 is one of my new favorite labels. I don't have everything from them, but I still need Lamb and a few of their other like drama films and stuff. But
they put out a lot of great movies, but I always say, unless it's and I think I was talking to Larry about this, right? Like with production companies, like if it's not like something like Full Moon or Trauma or like those type, because they have their own feel and brand and stuff, then the production company is always going to be 50-50 for me. It's like it's going to be either good. Look at Blumhouse, like they've made a lot of great movies, and
they did at the start.
A ton of terrible films, and a lot more terrible than good lately.
Love the intro to this. You see, it's the two bars on the side, then it widens the screen. That's so Grindhouse movie theater style. It's insane.
Yeah. And just it feels 70s right from second one. As soon as this movie starts, it's like, all right, good. He nailed the time period again.
I will say this though. Living in Texas and some of the shots that they show here at the beginning, I'm like, I know that area, and it's not like that.
It's not. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, no, I'm sure I'm sure it's funny when to bring that up, because probably there's people all over the world where stuff are shot.
I do
and
wonder
it's supposed to be set and say, that I know, like like I know it's not like this.
I do wonder if this sheriff is going to show up in MaXXXine that we see. Makes me wonder if he's going to
I
show
would
up.
think so, because now, I mean, that's something I haven't heard brought up actually. So good for bringing that up. Is where, well, again, I don't look into like reviews and discussions on it and stuff. I don't want spoilers, but in the chronological timeline now, the last thing we have is this fucking bloodbath.
Yeah.
So there's no way I
With the
would
TV
think that he
playing,
would have to show
obviously
up
this
again.
church that's obviously
That
a
has to
cult, in
play
my
in some.
opinion.
Yeah, it plays into something for sure.
The
They've
guy that
said
plays this, her dad, basically is I forget his name. Great actor. He's done a lot of shit, but
they've said publicly, I think Ty West and Mia Goth, that, and I don't see how they'd be related either, but like that there's no type of ancestry between MaXXXine and Pearl. They're just so it's more
just
symbolic.
different characters.
Yeah, it's just
funny.
she played both of them just
Mia
for
Goth
the
is so
thematic
good.
reasons. She's so
Good for
amazing.
her. She's really she's an old school giallo actress that's willing to do two roles and willing to get down and dirty, like really get down and dirty.
You know who she reminded me of?
She's my new crush, man.
She's sexy as hell. Because I first saw this. Before I saw this, I was real excited for it, knowing the news, because one, Ty West. Two, it was a little bit after Jenna Ortega was on Netflix, and that was where I first saw her. That's where I first saw her, and I said, "This girl's a good actress." Like a few episodes in, I was really digging her. I was like, "She's a good actress. I hope she gets better stuff." Then she got Scream, and then as much as I don't care for her, then she got this, and then she got Wednesday, and a Beetlejuice. It goes on and on with her.
Wednesday's probably her best stuff next to this, but
I still have to watch it. I still gotta watch it.
It's pretty good, man. I thought I was very skeptical of Wednesday, but I actually dug it.
Yeah, I gotta check.
She looks so good here in that mirror. I mean, she really does. She's just like sniffing that shit.
Oh, that's why I brought up Jenna Ortega's Mia Goth. The first time I saw her was in the Suspiria remake from 2018, which I adore.
I forget she was even in that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
the
first thing I saw.
Forgot she was in that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw her in.
I haven't seen the remake in years.
I love it. It's great. It's very different.
I do. I really like it. It's a trip. It's really the first kind of like I knew about Dario Argento, but then with that one, watch Deep Red.
Yeah, it's real good.
Is it just me or the guy with the cowboy head? Does he have a little McConaughey?
Yes, he does.
Oh, absolutely,
absolutely. Yes, he does.
Especially after just watching the Next Generation recently the other night. Yeah.
Oh, he would be perfect for this. That's the funny part. Right? I wonder if they asked him.
This is when I first saw this film. When I watched them back to back, and this song by Mungo Jerry came on, I was on board instantly for this movie. I said, "Oh, the perfect song choice." There's some movies that pick the perfect song, like for a scene or something, and I started like getting in the groove when I first saw this. And Mungo Jerry came on.
Britney Store, my God, it's like.
Yeah. That's what another reason that there was a lot of hype, like for myself for this movie when it was announced, because of Ortega and how I saw her early on and what I thought of her, and because of Mia Goth and how I felt about her in Suspiria. Same with Brittany Snow. I mean, Prom Night sucks, the remake, so I don't remember performance from that. but Would You Rather with Jeffrey Combs and Brittany Snow is a guilty pleasure.
I love Would You Rather.
I love that
Sasha
film. So
Grey.
I knew, and Sasha Grey, the former porn star.
Yeah, 79. This is the year of my birth. I was born in 1979. So you see the change that's happening. It's like a new industrial revolution. So it's almost into the 80s. So it's like, it's really, it's a trip of a film.
But Brittany Snow, and that's what I knew her most from, is Would You Rather. So when she started doing like the sex scenes in this and stuff, I was thinking, like, is that a body double? No, that ain't no body double. That's and I was like, wow, I was not really surprised, but in a little bit, I guess. But it's been like 10 years since Would You Rather or more. So I was like, I didn't really expect her to do this type of sex scenes and stuff. I guess looking back at her younger self in that movie.
And the dude with the glasses, I forget, because he was in Evil Dead remake. He's a really good actor too. He's good at playing different parts. And The one who's making the film.
The one that the one that trips me out is that it's like that it's Kid Cudi, the dude.
It is Kid Cudi. Yeah.
Yep.
He's actually a pretty good rapper for his time.
Which is
He's
funny.
all sitting at the window, which we'll get to, and you see that shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was surprising when this came out to see him, because friends of mine used to call, and we had an in-joke, we'd call him Kid Cudi. Just because of the U and the D and stuff, it doesn't look like Cudi, so we would just call him Kid Cudi. So that's all I call him now.
He was a modern rapper.
There is no Cudi here no more.
Yeah. There's something about Mia Goth. She can give two shits about playing these parts. That's what I like about that. She can give like two.
Brittany Snow's a ballsy actress. She's not afraid to take chances. Oh yeah, absolutely. And Mia Goth the same way. And with Mia Goth, like when you were saying, Chris, earlier, of her like being like of like your new scream queen and stuff, the way that she gets into her roles, and I only made this connection because I just recently rewatched Possession from 1981. She reminds me of an Isabella Gianni.
Yeah, she does.
Just the way that
there's talk of a remake for that.
I know that it sounds terrible, dude.
Dude, if she actually plays the part, she'd probably make the film. If she
played the part, maybe, yeah. If maybe I'd have some faith if they announced some her or who, I don't even know who else, maybe just her in that, but I doubt it. But
I'm a sucker for redheads too, and she looks damn good here. I mean, I know she's with Shia LaBeouf right now, and she recently had a child with him. I'm like, people are making fun of that a little bit. I'm like, oh, well, it's like, I like Shia too, so they're definitely meant for each other.
Two peas in a pod.
He does look like Matthew McConaughey, the whole hairstyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Ty West came out and said it was an homage to him from Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation, his character.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's literally all I'm seeing and see.
He knows who his audience is. He knows what they're looking for. And Jenna Ortega looks damn good in here too. And she just plays that innocent part. She just does, considering she's 4'9". I mean, she's not that
I love
tall.
how they call her Church Mouse. Church Mouse is a great nickname.
Well, it's like I even when it gets to the part where she, does her scene, like you legit like feel like, oh man, you feel bad for the dude. At least I did.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah. Anyone who's been cheated on or thought of that, and I'm sure everyone who like been through that had felt that scene. Because then it's like, wait a minute, like you're supposed to like be with me. We're just filming this shit now. Like, then you got to be in the shower and just like have every thought imaginable on earth going through your mind. Like, come on, that's
the
just
funny
cruel.
part is it doesn't even look like her now. Because she has that droopy eye. She has the eyes I have. She's more of a goth type of chick. We all know that. But it's like, it doesn't, the makeup they do on her, she doesn't even look like it.
Yeah. They made her down for sure with this. Yeah.
I do like her at the start of Scream 5. I do. I actually don't hate the film completely because she gets her ass kicked in that film.
There's some stuff in like in most movies that I pick good stuff out of. Most I put heavy emphasis on, but most movies, and I did reviews on Scream 5 and 6, and I think 6 had some of the best ideas in the whole series.
It did.
I think it also had some of the stupidest shit too. So I mean, it balances out.
I mean, I've never really been able to get into the Scream films. I mean,
I don't like happy endings in slasher films specifically. I just don't.
I don't either. No, I don't. I agree. I don't like happy endings either in those.
When he's all pumping gas.
In slasher films.
He's like, like that.
I love how Brittany Snow's character says, like, it'll make it look like you're using your cock. Even she's pitching ideas to the director. Has anyone
all this is happening too? They're in the gas station place, whatever like that, getting stuff or whatever like that. You don't see the TV that's in the background. You will in a second, playing the same type of stuff. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Yeah, the same preacher, cult, whatever the hell it is.
And she plays perfect. She's like looking at it, but she ain't saying shit. She ain't saying shit about it.
Yeah. Because all we know now, I guess, is the best to go into like MaXXXine coming up is from the trailer. From what I remember, it was just we have the Night Stalker from real life, playing a big role in this story,
So
and
we
this is
think.
set. Yeah, and this is set in the 80s in Hollywood, where Maxine's continuing her pursuit of fame. Is pretty much all we know going into that. So how much does she really know about her past and her backstory? Like you said, Chris, that's a good point. Like she could
There's a
know
scene in the trailer
all
where
that
she's
cult
like
stuff.
dance. Yeah, there's a scene in the trailer where she's dancing in front of somebody, like saying the Black Cat. Just typical Jello, flipping Black Cat in the whole whatever, and I'm thinking that's her father. I'm thinking that's the priest. I'm thinking that's him. I'm thinking he found her. So
I think the priest definitely is the father. Yeah, especially with the end. We see it again at the ending, the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much she knows. So, like you said, if she's looking,
like I said, she hides her character quite well. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Could she know, and she's looking at it but not paying any attention to it, but knows exactly like her past and stuff, or does she not know, and it's something subconsciously that she maybe is picking up on, and she looks over it? That's something we'll find out, I guess. And
like I say,
I'm sure it'll be explored.
Kevin Bacon's shady character, because he's great at playing shady characters. Protect her, and she gets sent a tape, a cassette tape. And it makes me wonder what's on there.
Yeah, that could have some stuff from back in this cult church, whatever days, audio or something like that.
This is a great scene right here. This
with the cow,
chainsaw, like the cow that gets obliterated by the truck.
Yep,
it's like and just like run over the
armadillo.
The intros.
Yeah, it's like seeing the armadillo on the side of the road.
Runs over it.
That's an absolute homage. I mean, a lot of this movie. It doesn't have as much of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel for me than a lot of people describe it, or at least did when the movie first came out. Yeah, of course. It has a feel to it. It has that look to it. But that's pretty much it. It doesn't have that much of a comparison story-wise at all or anything like that to Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, yeah, even at the beginning, it has that little when the two sheriffs are going down to the
down in the cellar or whatever.
Look and everything.
That's great chainsaw. Yeah.
But it's just like that's really most of the bits that you see that it's like homage to Chainsaw, really.
Yeah.
Or parallel Chainsaw.
Ty West probably went to Tobe Hooper's grave and say, "I'm going to make a film here." And there's probably going to be a lot of like red herrings to you. I just want you to kind of know that. I think he's the second coming to him because, like I say, Sacrament is kind of grindhouse a little bit. But yeah.
Has anyone seen Ty West's first film? A lot of people think it's House of the Devil. He did a movie before that. Like I always forget the name. I'm looking it up.
Oh,
it's like something rooster or like. It's something to do with a rooster or a chicken, unless I'm just retarded right now. But I'm pretty sure it does. The Roost from 2005.
I've heard of The Roost.
I haven't heard of that one.
Then he did another film, Trigger Man, which I never saw still to this day.
I've seen clips of Trigger Man. Like I said, it's... They're all just like doing the back right in front of her. That kind of looks more like Jenna Ortega now since she's in the van.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, besides those first two films, like from House of the Devil onward, except for Cabin Fever 2 Spring Fever, which he's gone on record saying he didn't want to do that movie and that he hates it and everything. So I don't.
Cabin Fever freaked me out.
The first Cabin Fever is
the first one.
Yeah, the first one freaked me out, where she's all scratching her leg and stuff. That's
with when she's shaving. That's like the one of the iconic scenes in that movie.
Yeah, the hot chick.
That's
with the dude from Boy Meets World. I forget his name.
Yeah, Ryder Strong. Strong, which is hilarious.
It is.
I mean, as a name to get stuck with. And I love how this shot here down the hallway to the front door is the exact same shot we see set up at the end. When
it's the same type of house.
He's so good with tying things together in his films, Ty West. Like this shot here is exactly the same one as at the end when Ortega runs out and gets shot by the shotgun. Then Mia Goth kills Pearl.
That's hilariously good. That's
Yeah.
hilariously good. Because I was wondering who was going to be the final girl when I first saw it. I'm like, who's going to be it? Nope, not her.
Yeah. Yeah, that shocked the hell out of me when she gets shot at the end. I was like, oh,
See him
shit.
get the revolver out from the glove box.
I was like, I didn't see that come, especially because they call her, they refer to how innocent she is this whole movie, and they call her church mouse, literally. Yeah,
That's
I know it. He is. I can't get it out of my mind.
Dude, he's like, whoa, I'm not just like doing.
Hey,
what's up, Russell?
Thanks, man. Love you, Russ. You are a great older man. One of the coolest older guys I know, actually. So
yeah, Russ is great. People
like
directors like Ty West and Ari Aster. I really like Ari Aster a lot. A lot of people don't like Midsommar. I love Midsommar a lot. I just ordered that collector's edition from A24. They got it back in stock on 4K. I ordered that sucker because that's the director's cut for that film. I want that badly.
I love both of Ari Aster.
I saw that in the theater.
I didn't see his newer one. He had a newer one he just did.
Oh,
right?
Beau was Afraid?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
I haven't seen it yet either, but I love both. Hereditary, I think, is a masterpiece, and Midsommar is pretty fucking close. Like it's. Pretty,
you want to talk about anxiety? I had to walk out of the theater. I saw that in the theater. I had to walk out for a second. Yeah. There's a scene where they're all sitting down, and he goes. The one Swedish dude goes, "Listen, you hear it? The trees are talking." That freaked me out. She has her hand in the grass, and it starts to go up there. I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. It's like
the way Ari Aster shoots his movies and like the shots and the uses like effects, the slow-mo here and there and the zooms and stuff. There's such a trip. Like,
well, I like the subtle in what I loved about Midsommar. Well, even in Hereditary, they had in both of those movies you see a lot of like subtle hints of foreshadowing in it.
Yes,
which is like you after you see the movie, you kind of like, oh my god, like I'm seeing this. They put that
see
in
the
there.
Bear in the cage, and they go, "Look, it's a bear." And I'm looking at my friend in the theater. I'm like, going, "What the fuck is up with the bear?" You can see that. What the fuck's up with the bear?
Yeah, it's just like I mean, even in the like when you start seeing all the like the prints.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff, and then it's like later on you start seeing like what's happening. It's like, oh my god, we're seeing all this like beforehand. It's like basically telling you what's gonna end up happening.
It's great. He has that balding hair like I do, and he's all like walking like this, like he's been on a horse and shit. And he's like, "I'm tired. I'm sorry."
I mean, there's no way Ty West didn't make this role for Matthew McConaughey. There's no way.
He
didn't have this in mind. That when he wrote this and said maybe McConaughey would do this, and then he turned. There's got to be a story somewhere. I'm starting the conspiracy.
It's like
there has to be a story about that.
It's like you say this. What Killer Joe, directed by William Freakin' and flipping. Oh God, the one with Powers Booth, man, I love that.
I thought you said Coffin Joe for a second, like those crazy Mexican movies.
Oh yeah,
I think I watched one of those once, but like that's it. I love this whole farm location too.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. You don't see the lake, but you will.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great example.
That's a great scene.
The gate. With the gator, and then later when Brittany Snow gets pushed into it, and then since I watched,
calls her a bitch and stuff like that, and she's like, "Bitch."
Yeah, and because I watched them back to back on my first time watching them, and so Pearl right after that it was all super fresh. This movie in my head, and it explains why she hates blondes in Pearl, because the stepsister is blonde, the one who wins the thing, the dance.
Yeah, wins the thing. She brutalized.
So it explains that whole. Yeah, so it explains all of that here, and he put that.
That's why she has the same hair. Is that the same? Is Brittany Snow played that same part? Doesn't she? As the sister.
No, she's not in Pearl.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that actually works.
But yeah, that's why he had threw that in there. Such because she says like don't like blondes or something, pushes her into the water, and you find out why in Pearl. I thought that was such a clever little detail and foreshadow, or I guess it should be past shadow, whatever the fucking word is. Since Pearl's a prequel, but it threw that connection in there and for a reason.
Shithead with the
It's so
aviators
clever.
on.
See, and the weird thing is, it's like, so this movie is taking place, in Texas. When I watched Pearl, after I watched this one, I was like, so Pearl's supposed to be taking place in Texas also, because it's the same house.
Yeah.
And so it kind of threw me off. It's just like it didn't feel like
kind
it.
of a WTF film
Well,
because her mom's
it looks
German.
different. It looks
her
different.
mom's German, like hardcore German, and like it's during that time. It's the 20s, I think.
Well, there's some towns here in Texas that are like founded by Germans. So like it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense, but I mean, at the same time, like it was still like, it was kind of, since I saw Pearl first, I didn't even think of it, and then I saw this one, I was like, oh wait, so Pearl's taking place in Texas. That's interesting. It doesn't even look or feel like it.
Makes me wonder where he goes. You see the dude like go in his truck and like flip and go somewhere. I think it's just groceries or something, but it makes me know where else he goes to.
Everyone in this movie kills it. Like everyone just gives at this point in all of the careers of
like, hey, I'm all for this. This is fine. I have no problem with it.
He gets
whatsoever, dude.
Black guy
No
porno role. Like he fucking does great. And Brittany Snow here is just fucking gorgeous.
Jenna Ortega is just like, hey, that's
not
all good.
Expecting her to.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah. I love when she in the video when she starts saying you weren't that good, like I mean, and then she starts fucking like moaning and shit and putting a performance on.
Ortega looks damn good in this too. She's just like fascinated by it. I'm like, dude,
the way they show her fixation on all the sex scenes is great in this movie. She killed it with that.
She's a good singer in this too. That's her voice.
Yeah. Brittany Snow, and that's Kid Cudi playing the guitar when they play Landslide.
So he knew what he was doing when he got these people in here. He's like, hey, you want to do a movie? Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a horror film about a bunch of people making a porn film. So that's like, sweet.
What's interesting is that since I saw this one later, I had seen Face of Music, right? So he's in that too.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, I was like, so this is Kid Cudi. And then like later on, like I saw this one, I was like, why does this guy look so familiar?
Yeah.
And then when I found out it was him, I was like, holy cow. I was like, holy cow, man.
The teenagers that are no longer teenagers used to listen to him.
That's a great shot when she first walks outside and lights a cigarette up.
She brought those overalls back. She probably looks the best in those, out of anybody.
Well, it's probably because she's got nothing on under those overalls.
Yo, she doesn't. Cowboy
that
boots.
Probably is a big reason.
Smaller boots.
She rocks it, yeah. And yeah, Zodiac said about Toni Collette, man. Yeah, she's just unreal, Toni Collette, in Hereditary and always.
Why she didn't get like
I agree
sort of
with
nomination for that film, like
dude, I know because the Academy doesn't take it seriously, the horror genre.
It doesn't.
Ever since the 70s. It took
Silence of the Lambs seriously.
Yeah, and that's why it got. And I still don't see it as a full horror film, which a lot of people.
I don't either. That changed more.
But they threw that in. They made sure to pound that film into it's a thriller mystery and stuff like that, so it would be accepted at the Academy, so it would get all the awards and nominations, and that's what they do
here. You see Pearl right there, like in the forest, like you see the white hair for a second.
Well, it's like you also it's like Shape of Water.
Yeah,
I mean, Shape of Water.
Watch that.
I mean, it's really just a retelling of Creature from the Black Lagoon, if you really think about it.
It is.
Yeah, that's right.
That has what's his name in it? The guy who plays Zod.
Michael Shannon.
What's his name? Yeah,
oh, Michael Shannon is great.
Yeah,
he is.
I agree with that lift.
You see her creeping there.
Yeah,
she just walks.
I agree with that lift. I got like anxiety. I remember after the film was finished, there was a couple that was sitting like in the seats, like in front of us. The wife looks at the husband and goes, "What?" And she's like, "What the fuck have I just seen?" I was just like, "It's the coolest thing ever." I'm like, "There it is."
Russ, you've never seen any of the movies in 2022 to 2024? please
Russell's
go watch
old
this
school,
movie.
man.
Man,
I
you
know
gotta
he
watch
is, and
When
I
Evil
love it.
Lurks, man.
Yeah, When Evil Lurks too. This Russell, you watch enough. You know the
When
movies I
Evil
hype up
Lurks
for
is
years.
terrific.
That's my
It's
year.
such
That
a
was my
great film.
X was my film of 2022. With Pearl tied with X, and then last year was When Evil Lurks. Like both of those films, all three of those films are just masterpieces.
Like the way he's just like standing at the window,
Shio
Yeah.
just wipes her tatas with that and just tosses it right in front of her and just looks at her
Yep.
like, it's like, you wiped it. He's all like flexing and shit.
His character's hysterical.
It is. It's great. He knows it. He's like, oh yeah, I did it. She's like, good for you, buddy.
Yeah, it's when she gives that performance. It's like, oh yeah, she recreates it all. Yeah, but Russell, definitely watch this movie and Pearl, and When Evil Lurks, and I'll send you a list or something, or just go through. You know what? I mention it all the time. The movies that are great, and for some reason, movies that are terrible.
Yeah, there's a lot of like bad movies out there, but I mean, even Thanksgiving, I'd say like it's worth a watch. I really like that one. It's a fun.
I loved Thanksgiving. I thought Thanksgiving was really, really good, and now it's going to be a double feature with Blood Rage every year on Thanksgiving for me, because I've always watched Blood Rage on Thanksgiving because it's an '80s. It's one of my favorite '80s slashers, and with besides Home Sweet Home, which sucks in my opinion, and the Killer Turkey movies, the Thanksgivings, that's like the only Thanksgiving slasher films and stuff that we have until we got Eli Roth Thanksgiving. So once that came out and I saw it and I enjoyed the hell out of it, I said, hell yeah, now we have a double feature every Thanksgiving with Blood Rage. And I know it's getting a sequel Thanksgiving. Might even become like a franchise. So that'll be interesting. It'll be like a whole, in the decade, we'll have like 7 hours of like features of Thanksgiving slashers to watch because there'll be like 4 or 5 entries.
I love the
This is
shot,
a
man.
great scene right where the
so
dock
good,
is at.
Barry.
It's insane.
I love the whole way this is shot. All of it.
What was the name?
Over
What was
the
the
view
name
shot?
of the alligator? I forget.
I don't know. But
I know. I think she names it.
The overview shot, and then the bird, her looking up at it, and the whole way she swims back, and then you see it coming. Like all of this is excellent.
He doesn't even see it.
Nope.
Eaten alive. Really, that's what it is. It's like literally an homage to that.
Oh yeah. And
I'll just sit here for a second.
Eaten Alive is all right. I never loved that movie.
Love
never
it.
like fully,
Love
never
that,
fully.
God.
I know a lot of people love that movie too. I just never fully clicked with me for some reason.
This is great. Well, hello, ma'am. My car broke down.
Stuff like that reminds me of was it Detroit Rock City?
Yeah.
It's a horror movie start. Man, it's a porno movie start.
Yeah. that film needs another release. Like Detroit Rock City is a great film.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Blowout with John Travolta is great too.
Yeah, it's a good. That's
just
a good
that
movie.
start. I'm like going, yeah, I'm in. She's all like wet haired. She's like, okay, I'm set, ready to go.
I love how he just nailed this too. Like all the cheesy ass 70s porno dialogue, like you were just saying. Like,
what's up, Corey?
They nailed all of that.
Oh, there she is.
Might come before my daddy gets home and stuff. Like all of that shit. Like it's just so authentic.
That's so like I said, that's the birth kind of the porn industry.
What's up,
time. What's up, Corey?
Yeah. And
check out that stream I did with him on his channel, dude. Horror films of the 70s. Great shit.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I need to go back and watch it, man. I started watching it, and then I think I was like doing something, or I fell asleep early or something.
Yeah, that did a lot better than I thought.
It's so hard, like especially as our community keeps growing and stuff with such amazing creators. It's so hard to keep track and like to catch up on stuff. I have like specific catch up days that like I don't do shit
I hear
to
you.
do with my channel, and I catch up and watch other people's because we have so many great people in this community at this point, and it keeps on growing. And another
man, I
iconic
mean,
shot there.
for me, it's also like it's hard for me too because I also follow a lot of like toy reviewers and stuff or collectible reviewers.
Nice.
So,
I'm
No,
afraid to do that.
so it's hard. It's hard for me
Yeah.
I'll catch up
yeah,
on
that
people's stuff and
I know that, and then like I mean, with gaming and shit, and since the DLC for Elden Ring just dropped, that's been taking a lot of time up for me too. And
Is
like,
that
I mean,
DLC kicking your ass?
it was, it still is, yeah. So I guess that's
I heard some of
short
those
answer.
bosses are a bitch. You know.
Yeah, some of them are. I'm at Mesmer the Impaler now, and he's
Okay.
like one of the hardest in the game. They say there's like snakes and shit all over him.
That is a good shot where you see you're like outside the screen door, you know, and you see just really
Yep.
it's just dark.
I just saw continuity error.
What?
The eyeshadow.
Yeah.
She didn't have
yeah,
eyeshadow when she was like
Yeah.
waving.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
You see this
Usually,
over.
I look for that
you
shit. I never noticed that. Cool.
Yeah. It's like hot take, the devil inside.
And
I
it looks
really need to
gone
get
there
down with
again.
this
It
stuff.
looks like it's gone again. It looks like it disappeared again before she looks at the stove.
Yeah.
Before Pearl's behind.
Oh yeah, this scene with pouring the tea. There you go.
Yeah.
Jared.
Sure is hot out there.
It's sure it's hot up there.
Well, this is so fucking genuine. It's so funny because
I like the makeup they put on
everyone has
her.
seen pornos like this before.
To where it makes her look like she's aged like a little bit, like she's maybe done this a bit too long. You know what I mean? She's a bit
Yeah.
longer in the tooth, but
Mm-hmm.
I like the interesting thing too is that they're drinking lemonade in the house.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like her and Pearl, you know. I thought that was interesting.
Oh
like,
yeah, it's a great
And they're both
parallel.
the same person. It's done so well. Just going back and
Mhm.
forth. It's like, dude. She should have gotten an Academy
the
Award
fact-
nod just for this alone. You know.
mhm.
Excuse me. Yeah, the fact that they cut from that scene of the porno with the lemonade to Mia Goth and Pearl.
And she's just like
drinking
chugging it,
Great.
you know. I still need to watch Infinity Pool, so I know
Infinity
Yeah, I
she's
haven't
in.
seen that one.
Great. That movie's great. It's divisive. It's out there. Like if you've seen, I haven't seen
To tell you the
Possessor.
truth, I like films like that. You know,
I do too, for the most part. Unless it's just so out there, it's
it's
stupid.
like everyone
Like,
has a problem with the Crow remake. I have no issue with that. I'm
Unless,
very free.
Last Jedi.
I have no emotional investment.
Yeah,
I have no investment in The Crow. I watched the original when I was young. Never hit for me. Never watched it really ever again.
okay.
And
Yeah, it's
so
just different.
I have no.
Different.
Yeah, I have no like emotional impact on this remake or like I'll watch it, but like it's not going to break
Oh
anything.
yeah, this was when she shows her
When
the
it comes to
pictures of everything when they were younger, her and her husband, and all this other stuff too. That's a trip.
You want to know a great example because I knew Mia Goth. I knew it was Mia Goth. I forget when at the point of watching it because I didn't know.
Because I
before
did.
watching
Yeah,
it.
that's a trip.
I knew it was her, maybe around this scene-ish, but one I didn't into Suspiria remake with Tilda Swinton playing the old dude. I had no idea that was Tilda Swinton.
I'd have
That
to
was Tilda Swinton
rewatch that. I've only
until
seen
after the
remake
film.
once. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays the old guy. That goes is the same one who plays what the hell is Blanc.
It is
and
kind
she
of
plays
blurted
the
out a
other-
little bit, but you can kind of tell that it's her in that picture, and you see
Yeah.
how
Oh,
sad
yeah.
she
And
is.
even in this one.
That's depressing. Yeah.
Yeah, as for the new Crow, I think I'd be okay with it if it wasn't like Eric Draven. I think if it was just a different story, I'd be more.
The thing is with
Open
me
to it,
about
yeah.
that, if you've read the graphic novel, the Crow in the graphic novel looks just like Skarsgård's character to a T. I am deadly serious. It's insane. Other than maybe the longer hair, it's weird. Like I don't know, Skarsgård's a good actor, character actor. So, but
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait for Nosferatu, especially after that.
oh, that looks
trailer.
great.
Man, it looks really good.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the trailer, but
Dafoe.
I'm excited for Nosferatu.
William Dafoe and stuff like that looks very gothic. It looks extremely gothic, and that's what I love about that. So that's my next film to watch for Terror Tuesday is The Last Voyage of the Demeter. That's a story in the Dracula saga that was included in the book.
I have to watch that also. That's one I still haven't checked out.
Yeah, it's a chapter when he goes to Europe.
Out of Dracula, yeah. I still haven't. Vampires aren't a big. We talked this, Larry, about subspecies, like subgenre for me, but there's a handful of just classics to masterpieces in that subgenre. It's just not one I visit often. But I mean, subspecies is one that's fucking up there. And the second,
I haven't watched it yet, even though I have it. That's one I did mention from the Criterion collection.
No, don't tell Larry that. You got to watch Subspecies before you talk to Larry, otherwise he won't like you.
I mean, Kronos is. I haven't watched it yet, but I've seen previews of it. Ron Perlman is in that. That's kind of like a, and Sting. That's just the tragic part. And that's what kind of sticks the mark for me, because that was Brandon's last film. He died on set, and they said that at the end for Brandon. That hit me hard. You know, that's my type of a film. He was great in that part.
Well, if you watched cursed films on
Shudder,
yes,
man, that episode is so sad, man.
I gotta check that out. I saw an episode or two.
It's a really good episode.
She puts the flipping thing on her chin. She's just like, yeah, I just want to forget that. Yeah, getting ready. You're a fucking star.
And then when I met Tony Todd, I went to his panel. Oh, nice. And I asked him, I was like, as soon as I was walking into his Q&A panel, somebody was like, yeah, it's like, oh, what do you think about the curse? So, you know, this and this. And you could tell his like demeanor just got like really, he was like, man.
That's an all-star cast. It's the dude from
you got Ernie Hudson, you got him.
Ernie Hudson,
yeah.
I think we broke her. I remember that. I'm just like, shit.
Yeah, well, I loved his role. He was like, the way he was like, when he says some of the stuff like, my dad used to tell me, you know, childhood, the moment you're gonna die or something like that. Yeah, like, just all of his lines in that. It's just like the way he delivers it is like crazy.
Russell
just with the one dude with the braids, you know, he says to like the shop owner, "Yes, master," and all that stuff. He takes the knife and tries to throw it at him, and he just catches it, just like like that. I'm like, it's like, yeah.
What Russell said, don't mess with the OGs. I brought this up in my Possession video because of the remake news about that.
Possibly.
I'm fine with most movies being like, if they want to make a remake or a sequel, it's fine. Either it sucks or it's good. But yeah, if it's something that there's just some movies you don't remake, or you just can't, like in this day and age. And Possession is one of them. Like the same with The Thing, because it's my fucking favorite movie. If they made an actual like remake and said we're gonna reboot The Thing, like a reimagining of that exact story in that film, I'd be fucking furious. Like I'd be.
But they did a prequel to it.
Yeah, that's fine because that's different. And I still had issues with that.
It's not fine.
I still had issues with that. The CGI is what wipes that whole movie like off your memory. But
it's not just that. I mean, if
there's other stuff too that's stupid.
The thing that gets to me about that one is that, like, if you look at it, looks too polished for it to be taking place in the 80s.
Yes,
I would agree with that. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
I'd agree with that.
It's like, I will say this: they did a great job at the ending, connecting to
connecting them both. The one dude, that looks just like the dude from the first film. Mm-hmm. I forget his name. He recently passed away. He passed away a while back.
Oh yeah. And the axe, and showing how the axe got stuck in the door. Like, well, they paid attention to a lot of details in that movie, and they were like true lovers of The Thing. I forget who directed the prequel. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
But now John Carpenter announced a sequel to The Thing. Now, I still don't know how I feel about that. I don't know anything really about it. But again,
I didn't know about that.
if
Yeah,
they,
he announced it. He actually
What is
announced it
he doing,
last year.
producing it? Because he sure as hell can't direct it. He's no good anymore with directing. Sorry, John, but he's just
yeah,
not.
I mean, I don't remember the last good movie from Carpenter that he directed. That like
Yeah,
how long
he
it's
announced it at
awards.
Texas Premiere last year.
My goodness,
Yeah.
look at me go.
So that's
My
announced.
God.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just like, it's just like, I'm sure Shia was looking at this at the time. He's like, going, shit. It's like,
I need to meet her.
I think Kid Cudi just took this fucking role because he's like, yeah, I get to pretend fuck naked Brittany Snow and me goth this whole movie. Like, why would I turn this down under any circumstance? And so
this
he
is
took
a
the role.
great scene. Like leading up to this, she goes in and kisses her boyfriend and stuff like that. He's like, let's do it. I'm like, damn. This is when Pearl comes up and decides to peek in a little bit, get a little something.
Yeah, that's such a this right here is such a disturbing shot. I love that.
I think she notices her, or she thinks she sees somebody. This is done so well. Damn.
Yeah, the camera work is great, and just Goth's reactions and her every mannerism.
Look at the dude. He's all like, damn. Yeah, see, that's my girlfriend right there. It's like, that's right.
Yep.
Ortega's loving it. So, good deal.
She's like
and I love how the boyfriend of Ortega is, how he's trying to make this very like art avant-garde, like experimental porno, and not just like your normal fucking movie.
Almost like an
your
Italian director. Really?
Yeah.
It's almost a nod to Giallo films. Like, do something different. Because I've seen sleazy Giallos, trust me. And
oh yeah, I mean, this probably 80% of the whole Giallo genre is some sleazy shit in there.
Yeah.
I love how the film cuts apart and like and all that editing and stuff. It's brilliant. And then it goes to the nighttime. Pearl's walking outside. This bitch can barely move. I don't know how she kills anybody in this movie. She can't walk.
Well, like I said, with the alligator scene, that's she's smarter than she seems. So it kind of works better. And the old man, that's great. You know, that's a great scene when you get to that.
Oh yeah. The boyfriend kill, though, that's the kill of the movie. That was the scene with Don't Fear the Reaper, and like you said at the beginning, Chris, with the red lighting and the truck lighting. So that was
Don't Fear the
scene.
Reaper.
That was the scene in this movie when I first watched it that I said, why the fuck didn't I see this when it came out early this year? And I said, this movie's fantastic so far. And then as soon as it kept going on that same level, and just
the husband comes home and she's like,
blew me away.
Why don't you like make love to me, honey? Why don't you do it?
Yeah, oh, that's what a disturbing scene with them.
He's like, I don't want no part of it, dude, honey. You don't get it, do you?
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
It's like a heart. Yeah, it's that heart condition, right? Yeah, he says my heart can't take it. Which you can take that on a symbolic level too. His heart can't take making love with her and stuff because of the past and everything we've seen in Pearl and stuff. Like everything. That's why this isn't just a slasher film to me. People recommend slashers. I would never recommend this as a slasher film.
This is almost Giallo-like. It really is.
Oh, there's a lot of aspects. It's like that shot there of following MaXXXine. With following her from her feet and then following her up.
She's such a great actress. She's literally a character actress. She's so good at that. She could just play it.
She just gets right into it. She does the same thing in Infinity Pool. She's excellent in that too.
Yeah, I need to check
that
one out.
Like I say, in Pearl, she's really good in that too. She's good at playing that part. Naive, for now, woman to start.
This scene, like I was like really happy with this scene when I first saw this.
I was too. It's a good one.
Like some people, I could definitely see some people who don't like this movie, and people think this is cheesy as shit when they start singing "Landslide" and playing it and stuff. Yeah. I just think it adds to all the characters here and stuff, and it
does. Really you have to make me like the characters. I like characters.
And who doesn't love "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac and shit? And
don't give me a body count like type of slasher, you know. And I like body count too. A lot of people don't, but I like the characters and body count. You know, I
Body
do.
Count has
It's
great
just,
characters. I like
yeah.
Body Count. It's such an and because it's Diodato film and it's Italian is why it's so underseen and underrated still. But like that should be a much more
People just
known
shit on it
slasher
because
film.
David Hess is kind of like, but he was older then and
Yeah,
he
I
was
mean,
subdued a bit.
what are you expecting in an Italian horror film,
And
acting
Mimsy
wise,
Farmer too,
stuff
which I
like that?
forgot about. I
And
forgot
most
that
of the
was
time,
her. She's like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "What, tripping on you have an issue?"
I just love Brittany Snow in this. I love
Stole
her
Disco,
her,
man.
No,
her
she's great
accent.
in this. She's a great actress. Like,
I
you're going,
saw you sneaking those little pics of Jackson there, like just her fake accent is it's charming.
you can have some of it if you want, which is funny. He's like, "Yeah, sure, I'm all good with that."
Abel Ferrera's first film was a porno. Yep, and a lot of directors started after directing pornos.
Yeah. Fleet actress in Rabid was a porno star. Like,
Wasn't even
Yes,
Stallone? Wasn't he like in a one of his first ones was a porno?
yeah,
I mean,
I
he
think.
wasn't performing, but he was like a
director.
background.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think didn't Sean Cunningham do a porno before
he did
Friday?
one.
I think he did one
Okay.
too.
Since I'm a fan,
All
I
right.
think it's
I'm
pretty
a
good.
fan of
So
him
he's
as a
got a
director.
porno. Is
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I'm a fan of
I
him
mean,
as a director.
there's a lot of
He's done some
there's
good
a lot of
shit.
them.
He's done some good
Oh
shit.
yeah, there's a lot of them out there who started, especially in the '70s and stuff, and the exploitation horror films that get jumped in there from porno.
Yeah,
I think even Wes Craven might have, or maybe I'm misremembering, but he probably was associated somehow to some porno. Like I said, they all were back then.
that's when he starts playing like the guitar and stuff. This is really good.
Yeah, I just loved this scene. When I saw this, I said, "This is just such a nice chill moment." And this is one thing that adds to like the
Character
feeling that
building.
this isn't just your and that
It's a
and that it's
different
just
type
not
of
your
film.
traditional. Yeah, it's not your slasher movie that people maybe went in expecting. That the story is very, very much the highlight and the focus
That's
in this
what
film, as well as
impressed me
Pearl.
with what impressed me with films like Part 4, Friday the 13th, the final chapter, and Part 6 because it added to the characters. I mean, the Tommy
Part
character
4.
really just said it. It's like
Oh yeah,
we have to
Part
take him
4.
out. Yeah.
Part 4 is my favorite slasher ever. It's Friday Part 4.
That's my
I think
favorite. It's my favorite Friday. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah,
Doublemint
it's
twin being tossed. I can look at that scene over and over again. Being tossed on the car is great. Boom! And she
I could
bounces
watch
off the
that
car.
movie over and over again. I can watch that movie. I just think it nails everything a slasher should have. It has
Where's
nudity.
the
It has
fucking
characters.
corkscrew?
Yeah, I mean, it has Crispin Glover, so that's just many points just there. But the whole cast, like I love the characters. Like they're not just body parts to be mangled at that point. And
You
that
see the
film,
double
the
screen
kills are
that they
great.
do here.
Savini stuff, everything makes that just the best slasher ever for me.
Yeah. You see the double screens? That's Brian De Palma's stuff right there. They show
Yeah,
the
yeah,
double
Carrie.
screens and shit.
I
Like,
saw the Carrie as soon as that came on.
All they need is that sheen.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's all they need, and it's like
Brian De Palma, Alfred Hitchcock did it, of course. That's where Brian De Palma
yeah.
got it from.
Not great use of it.
oh man, here we go.
I wanted to do a sport of. Okay, then.
He makes the boys infinity jewel. That's funny. Zodiac.
Which is funny because Goth's character MaXXXine doesn't even smile. It's just a straight face, but you know she's all good for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Marilyn Chambers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Rabid.
I do too. I think it's a great, great Cronenberg film. The Brood is my favorite.
Earlier today, The Brood might be my favorite Cronenberg film. I really like The
That's
Brood.
my favorite. That's my favorite. I fucking adore The Brood. I think
Miss
that
Eggers.
and yeah, Eggers is great.
Oliver Reed.
Hinkle, the Oliver Reed is fantastic always, most of the time, but he's great in that. And I think it's such a great script. Like I think it's the strongest script.
That
of
scene
any
where
Cronenberg
he opens
film
up her stomach and stuff, and the look on his face is
it's
priceless. It's
horrific.
like, whoa, what?
What is going on? He sees those egg sacs.
He's
And
like,
shit,
wait a minute. I'm not.
And that's a Cronenberg film that's very light on the body horror throughout
That's
most
extremely
of it.
light. That's a slasher.
Yeah,
just
like
is.
except for like the faces of the fucked up kids that are linked to her, and
The
like
children, like
a
those
little
evil
bit of
children, take the teacher out is crazy.
yeah. That's a crazy scene. But the whole film on like it's another one like Possession. I think is up there with like some of the best like relationship.
I love Possession. A lot of people don't like it. I love
I
Possession.
need to watch that.
I mean, yeah, you need to watch Possession. We can't talk about it anymore, just in case he doesn't know certain things.
It's
about
the
that
scene
movie.
that's in the subway that kind of makes the film, but
Yeah,
I was
her
wondering what was going on. I was
Her
wondering what was
performance
going
is
on with
unreal.
that. Yeah, but
Johnny is unreal in that whole film, but especially that scene is just her facial expressions, the way she moves, everything.
Sam
And
Neill, it's a love story.
no more possession talk for Larry, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
It's
mean
a love story.
Don talked to me about it. Like he had recently watched it too, and
It's a
Okay,
love
so you
story.
got it spoiled.
yeah, for the most part, yeah.
That's
I
the
mean,
movie you don't want to like have everything spoiled for.
Sam Neill is basically James Bond in that.
He's so good. And
I will say
he's
for
so good in
Cronenberg,
that.
I think my top films from him would probably be Shivers and Dead Zone.
Dead Zone doesn't get
Shivers
talked
is
about.
great. I just saw Shivers like maybe 6 months back. That was a Cronenberg film I slept on for a long while. I don't know why, but everything I've seen by him, I have not seen a lot of his later movies.
Yeah.
But everything from like the
Yes,
70s,
Rose.
80s, I've
Oliver
seen.
Reed died on the set of Gladiator. Gladiator is my all-time favorite film. I remember that. You gave me queer giraffes. Yeah. Shadows and Dust.
I mean,
yeah.
That's a great
fucking
movie.
Yeah, it's my all-time favorite movie. Yeah.
Russell.
No, but like Shivers, I saw it. I did a first-time watch with Matt Pugwall, and there was a lot of stuff in it that I was like, oh, man, I love the way this is shot, and this reminds me of this. There was a lot of like, and it came before Dawn of the Dead, so like I was like, man, I was seeing several things that I was like, it was.
I could see that.
Sex crazed.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I could see some influence maybe on Dawn.
There's a disturbing scene at the start of that film, which is crazy. It's like
the beginning of Shivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The doctor, whatever it is.
Yep. Yeah. The effects are fucking fantastic as always with the Cronenberg movie in that film.
I had the best one release. Those are very good special features on that.
Jenna Ortega is very special looking now. So.
She is.
Well, when she
takes the cross off.
Yep.
Yeah. Like she's taking off her innocence.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he gets to film it.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. How great is that?
I'm like, I'd be like,
there's no way I would do that. There's no way I'd be able to film that. Are you fucking
look at her, dude. Look at her in the bed.
Director, you take over here. You know how to work a camera? You fucking point it. That's all you got to do the whole time. I'm out.
And then even more
so. She doesn't want to go full frontal, though, at the point, though. She just doesn't do it. So I'm like, that's okay.
Well, it's interesting. Even her underwear say Sunday. So it's like,
Sunday.
I know, it's great. All the symbolism in these movies, and that's things that I don't pay attention to much in a lot of movies, like social commentary or like the thematic symbols that they're throwing in there, unless it's worthy
like
of it.
Meta stuff,
like to me. Yeah, that too. Like unless like it's integral to a plot, or like it's very like that's what the movies are surrounding. It's not even like subtext or anything. And then the occasional movie that just does it very well, like Jordan Peele's Us. There is
the dude acting like a little bitch in the shower.
Yeah.
He's all like acting. He's good at playing that. He is.
He is.
He's just like, get the culture.
Dude, I don't think he's acting because that would be me. Probably everybody. If you
He's
had to
like
just
going, damn it, I didn't get to hit
if
that.
you were just
I
filming
know.
your girl.
No offense to all the pretty ladies here, but I'm like going, yeah.
My
like that
male to
shot
female
too, man.
ratio of viewers is like 98.
Yeah, I love the overhead shots. They don't do that enough in film.
Yeah,
But I love
do.
it
I've
because it
always
made it
loved
look like it's a huge, like the
Yeah,
curtains
it-
look like
yep.
it made it look
It
like a
looks like
really
like he's down in the abyss almost.
Yeah,
It's like that, just like in Evil Dead, he plays that part. He still has the long hair, and then shit just gets real in that film. And then same thing here.
I mean, that's got to be like you. It's like you feel and know every thought he's going through.
He's like, screw this shit. I'm getting out of here.
And same thing if it was reversed. I mean, she'd be feeling the same shit. Fucking showering here. Have to film her boyfriend fuck some other girl.
oh, here we go.
He does the one thing you're not supposed to do. Happens in every slasher film. You're going to see it here in a second.
Take the all right to start the call.
He's going to take the van. He's going to see her here in a second. There she is, and he stops. That makeup is so good.
This was the turning point of the movie for me. Like I was already at like this.
I'm
is
like,
so
oh yeah.
And then when that zoom in on her, that's very Fulci almost. When he first sees her and it slow zooms on her. That looks like Pulse. Actually, that shot when she's like on the side a bit. That ghost scene from Pulse.
What are you doing out here?
This is why I don't help old people. You never fucking know what they do, what they're capable of.
Only thing he could do is, since he sees her, turn and go past her. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Sounds terrible, but if I saw that bitch in the middle of the road,
She's all sniffing him and shit.
Go around her slowly and scream out, guy, your wife's out here, and keep on driving and be gone.
Or just like honk and then drive off, man.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be dead, but we wouldn't get a great scene either. So.
Yeah, she tries kissing him, doesn't she?
Yeah,
she tries kissing him.
Is so weird.
It's not dry sex.
I mean, that's you can punch her for that, right? At that point, I mean, that's sexual harassment. Am I wrong? That's sexual harassment.
No, you're not.
From a legal standpoint,
he's like, wait a minute.
Win that case.
He's a straight up victim in all the films he plays. It's just like.
I want to see him like take on like an Ash Williams type of role.
Oh, right there. Right there.
To highlight your thing there. Yeah, video drone was awesome.
Yeah, you hear the music from the van, I think.
When I remember when I did my review on this, that because Halloween Kills just came out. And I was able to say, oh, thank God to hear this great song in an excellent movie. Compared to fucking Halloween Kills. Yeah, Don't Fear the Reaper.
I actually like Halloween Kills just for the kills in general in there. But
all right, that's all right. We're still friends. That's a movie I would never watch again under
which
any
one?
Circumstance.
Halloween Kills. Evil dies tonight.
Oh wait, hold on.
No. Ends.
I'm talking Ends, but Kills I still don't like.
Ends is a little unique. That's so good with the red.
Yeah, Ends is the one that
so
came out.
good.
That used Don't Fear the Reaper, and it looks fantastic. All the gore.
I'll say this. I will say this. When I saw Kills.
God, she just like overkills the fuck out of him.
I'll say this about Kills. It's like when I first saw it, I was like, okay, I kind of had to turn my brain off. This is basically a movie where Michael's just going around killing everything.
Like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that, whatever. And then I saw Ends, and I was kind of confused, and I was kind of like...
confused is an understatement for me.
I was just like, okay, so at first I was like, well, they have some interesting elements here, but then as I thought about it more, I saw it again, and I was just like, it's not that good. And then so I went back to Kills, and for me, I actually like Kills more when I fast forward through all the hospital stuff. If you fast forward through all the hospital stuff, the movie's actually pretty good.
See,
That's
dude,
what's
hospitals
interesting when they
suck.
started doing. Yeah,
I say
when they
that all the
started doing
time. I don't like movies set in hospitals. You are even scenes
well,
in
when they
hospitals.
started doing the
No one's
hospital
ever
stuff,
there.
yeah,
No,
I almost thought they were
just,
going to go with Halloween too, because that's my favorite Halloween film. I like that a
I
little
know
bit
it
more than
is.
the first
I
one.
don't. I
And
think that's
yeah, I know you don't.
I hate hospital movies.
You're
Yeah,
right. You like
Rosalia,
visiting hours, right?
awesome album from Chili Peppers. Rosalia.
She's all like
But
dancing and shit like that.
oh yeah, visiting hours is fun. And then the kills top kills volume I put out last night. I had a X-ray, which is another one that's set in
Yeah, with Klaus Kinski, right?
yeah,
No.
no, not Koskinski, but
What's her name?
it has
Barbara
another
somebody's
title.
in there.
Hospital Massacre is the other title for it. So I
Diary of the
mean,
Dead,
it's
man.
right there in the title.
Nice.
Diary of the
I
Dead,
have
yeah,
that
that
double
is
set
great.
of X-ray with Schizoid, the 4K from Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
Schizoid has
Yeah,
Klaus Kinski.
X-ray is one I can watch. Same with
Sorry, man.
Visiting
I'm hearing
Hours.
the "Don't Fear the Reaper." Like, I love that song.
Yeah, it's great.
Who doesn't like that song? Yeah, she's gonna move the van. Yeah, it's all in red there. That's so good.
Yeah, I know. It looks
I like right now, like
Argento nod.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Fulci rises from the grave. Wait a minute.
Need pills to get through Judy Greer. Dude, that's how I feel with that whole trilogy. I don't like at all.
Well, that's right. Ortega wakes up and realizes he's not there. Yeah.
Yeah, and freaks out because she knows what the hell he's thinking.
Really, you didn't like 2018?
No,
I like
yeah, I was getting to it. It's all right. I liked it when it was the first that came out when it released. I saw it in theater. Yeah, I saw it in theaters too, and it was all right. And then the two others after it just completely tainted anything that's worth.
You
can
just put 2018 by itself. I mean, that
opening
scene is
great.
that's
true, and it should fucking end right there because he built this whole thing in the basement for Michael, and she didn't know there was a door, or whatever the stupid thing that blocks him from getting burnt.
Yeah.
She didn't know that there was a spot there that would foil her entire plan that she's been working for.
It's like, give me a break.
All of that is come on, like that. That's what took me out of Kills immediately. When it starts, it shows what happened after the fire. It's like that's how.
That's a great scene though, where he takes out all the firemen. I have to admit.
Yeah, there's good stuff in Kills. Like the whole thing, what they did with Donald Pleasance, like that looks great.
Dude, that was terrific. The car door, I've never seen anything like that. He literally kicks that sucker open.
Oh yeah, but they did a fantastic job with putting Donald Pleasance in there and stuff. Like it looks really good. But besides that, Kills that all evil dies tonight. Those words just put in the same sentence now.
It's true. They shouldn't have done that. That was pretty bad.
It's so stupid and over the top.
That was a sign of the stupid ass times because that was done during the pandemic, and that was a huge mistake for them to release that during that time.
Yep, I agree. And it's just now it's just become such a meme that no one can take it seriously, like ever.
It's like I think he left. I think he took the van and left.
What's going on, Church Mouse?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was going to
him and his undies.
Yeah, last year I was flying.
He's wearing those.
I was flying to Boston last year for a vacation, and on the plane they had like you could watch movies, and then they there was nothing really I wanted to watch, and then they had Halloween Kills on there. I was like, you know what, I haven't seen this in a while. Maybe I'll change my mind on it. And I started watching it. And I was, like I said, I fast forward through all the hospital scenes. I was like, wow, this movie's actually pretty good if they cut out all the hospital stuff. And
dude, there's a lot of movies that would be so much better for me if the
whole thing with the mask,
30 minutes
cut out. I'm like, what the hell are you all doing?
The Lizard Man movie, like that's a perfect example. I didn't even know how long that was until I was recording already. I said, an hour and 50 minutes? Are you kidding me? Get out of here.
That was great. That's one of the greatest videos ever. He's like, what's going on here? This is stupid.
I can't with the movie. That happens in every video. Basically.
I was almost going to do that with Skimmer Ring when I was
you know how bad Skinamarink, the review I did was purposely. I just shot around the house, nothing shots
I
and
fell
nothing in it,
asleep for like
just
a
like
minute.
Skinamarink.
It's
Dude,
like
I
white
fell asleep
noise.
40 minutes in. The first time I watched it, I fell asleep for 40 minutes. So then I threw it on again in the morning, finished it, and wish I never did. Then I rewatched it months later to do a review on it, just to say maybe something will change, and nothing at all changed. I think the best thing about Skinamarink, and I don't like to praise myself that much, is my trailer for the fake sequel to Skinamarink. That's better than that movie. Like that movie's fucking bad.
What does he do when he goes into the barn? He puts up the peace sign. He goes like whatever, like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude, I'll never not picture McConaughey here. I know I got vibes from it the first time, but now it's
Dwayne steps on a nail here.
Yeah, it's like,
right there.
How does he not notice that?
Actually, a large
shot.
percentage of human beings don't look down when they're walking. I'm not sure the percentage, but there's a large percentage of people who don't look down at all when they're walking.
I'll get infected. It's true. It's kind of we don't. I'm 6
back
foot
then,
4 now. I have to.
Yeah.
I have
yeah, back
to.
then, in that time, yeah, you need fucking tetanus shot and TV and all that shit.
It's like all
Who knows how long that fucking nail's been there?
This was used in American Horror Story 1984. That perv like puts his eye like in like whatever like that to see what's going on, and he gets like a stake through like the eye. And
the slasher season, right?
The slasher season.
I saw like
that.
2 episodes of that, and I turned it off. I was like, eh.
That was one of the last seasons I watched all the way through.
He goes back to the same bullshit. Oh, look, they're all trapped there because they're all dead. Give me a break. Murphy's getting old in his.
No, all of it is like
like it's like even the season before that. Like I was interested.
One?
Yeah, I liked it all the way up to the middle, and then like where it's almost feels like
it falls apart. Like
what's it called? Beautiful with Kim Kardashian. Fuck that bitch. It's like no way am I.
That's been an issue with American Horror Stories since probably Freak Show. Even though I love Hotel, I love
Hotel.
I love Roanoke. I actually really enjoy Roanoke.
I love Asylum. I love Murder House.
Murder House is great.
Asylum, I think, is the best. Oh, she does amazing in that. But I think Asylum is the best for me. Like that's my favorite one. Jessica Lange's performance is just unreal, like as always. But I think her Sister Jude performance is the best. That it has everything. It plays to my personal fears of it being losing touch with reality, being trapped somewhere you can't get out of, and like all of that. The whole the singing nun Dominique song that always plays in the fucking room and stuff. It makes you feel like you're there and you're losing your fucking mind too. Like throughout that whole season, it's such a great season. But Murder House is great too. Coven's fun. Freak Show is fun.
The great return of Dylan McDermott. I mean, he could play.
Oh, he can act.
Zachary Quinto's in that.
Zachary Quinto, yeah, he's great too. They get a lot of great actors and actresses in that show, and very talented people.
Yeah, just sticks that thing in his eye and stuff like that. Took his ass out.
That's awesome.
Pitchfork, right? Yeah, Pitchfork.
Yeah, that looks cool. And the eyeball out there a little bit.
Yeah, just like hanging on the side when he's on the floor.
You see the old lady coming in with all blood all over her dress. Or gown, nightgown.
I think actually the technical term would be trident because it has three of them. Would it be a trident or is that still a pitchfork? Because I've never farmed shit in my life.
Pitchforks, like say they use for hay, so it's like those.
Making sure he's dead or what?
I don't know if there's a technical aspect, like a difference between if there's 3 prongs or 4 or something like that. I just know that the trident has 3.
Mm-hmm.
So if we got an expert in chat on farming utensils, let us know. She starts just covering him.
It is a pitchfork, to your point.
Okay,
True crime was.
I'll call it a trident.
Killed his wife with a pitchfork. Impaled her ass. There she goes in the room to find out what's going on.
Wow, wait, Russell has never. You've never seen the Scream movies, like any of them? Because I
Good
was
for
so.
you, Russ. Good for
That's
you.
what I was
Scream's
gonna say
overrated.
too. But like,
You're not
I
missing
was,
much.
I would
Scream's
be
overrated. The
interested.
first film, yes, I do like Scream 2 a lot, but
I despise everything about all of it except the original. There's a few good things. The intro scene is iconic, and Drew Barrymore is great. I'll throw in a few
oh,
bones here and there, but I can't with that series. That
damn,
should have been
Watson,
one
get me out of
fucking
here.
movie and done. The chances alone that this woman has been followed by what 5, 6 copycats before we get the new cast and stuff, Sydney, is so insane. The whole reason slashers work is because it's a different batch of victims every time with the same killer. Not
It was
fucking
the
the same victim with new killers every movie for like 5 incidences in a row. And that's just where my mind starts with the dumb stuff to pick off. And that's why I can't take it seriously. That all the meta stuff doesn't work for me. But Russell, I would
there's
be
that one
very
guy who's
interested to
all
hear
hanged
his
and shit.
opinion on the original. Like if he watched it nowadays, Russell, if you watch Scream now,
There's the
I'd love to
Scream.
hear your thought. Yeah, that's
They
great.
never explained who that person was, have they?
No.
He's like
No.
castrated badly. His junk all hanging out.
Could that? I think that could be her boyfriend. Maybe he took his body and brought him in
No,
there.
the
He's
next
still
one-
It's
alive,
that-
perhaps?
79,
Oh, okay,
dude.
no,
He'd be all
yeah,
decrepit as hell. Yeah, he fed
That's
He fed him to the alligator. Put him in the car.
okay. Yeah, that's
Spoiler.
right. That's right.
Which is very disturbing.
Oh yes. When she finds him like that with her look, that's the look. That's the Scream. You guys might be ahead of me because I got some ads.
That's a good Scream. That's what. Yeah, all the last remaining people all of a sudden decide to wake up, so they all go out on their own.
Yep. I mean that's a trope. If we've ever
He's
seen
like,
one.
yeah, I was in a war too. That's a great conversation. That's a great conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like with the Scream films. I mean, that's cool that people. I just don't see the hype, man. I don't understand the hype.
That's how
It's an
I
homage
just
to slashers, like stuff like When a Stranger Calls, the whole phone call scene with Drew Barrymore. It's like,
oh yeah.
that's on point.
All the meta stuff and there's a lot of meta stuff in a lot of movies that work very well for me.
Jamie Kennedy. I mean,
Yeah,
he's really
he's
good
good.
at that. Don't you know there's more than one? It's like one person can't do everything. So,
I always say the most clever thing for me in Scream is the scene where they have Jamie Kennedy's character watching Halloween saying, Jamie, the killer's right behind you. And his name in real life is Jamie, and he's watching Halloween saying those lines as the killer's behind him.
right?
That's some of the most clever shit in like a 90s horror movie.
Wes
that-
Craven
that
knew
I'll
what he was
always-
doing, but
That I'll give credit to all day long. So there's a few things throughout the first movie. Besides, I just don't get it. I love for that series. Like to this point,
Yeah.
I wish it would just end a terrible death and be done with. I never have to
He owns
see
the dog
18
takes
notifications a day. I get 20 or so almost notifications a day of Screen news and updates, videos and stuff. It's like, oh, what more can you say? What more? I don't know. But this whole hallway shot is cool too.
he's all like naked there with the dog tags on. He's like, what's going on? That's right. Like, let me get my stuff on. I'll help you out.
What timestamp do you guys have? Because I have ads on Netflix here.
114.
Yep. With me.
114?
Yeah, 114.
Perfect. Cool. I am there.
Let's get to this play. He's like, he just gets his stuff on and just gets
I love how he
ready.
just takes that big ass gulp of the milk carton.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I just noticed when he was drinking the milk, you saw like a picture of a missing person, right? I'm wondering.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm wondering if it's
Dude.
supposed to be the
Yeah,
guy.
that's good, Larry.
I didn't notice it before. I just noticed it right now. I was like, oh, I wonder if
I've
that's like
noticed the missing person.
That's
but I didn't
her.
link it with yeah. I didn't link it with
Pearl.
the person we don't see.
And
It's
this
the
goes
game.
to Psycho too with the car in the lake. I
Yeah.
mean, that really goes to Psycho.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he a lot of meta stuff here, a lot of red herrings.
I love how he just.
Oh, that's when
standing
Pearl
there
comes
in the
up to
door.
her. Yeah. This is creepy as fuck.
Let me go get my skeevies. this hallway shot, like all the camera work is just so good for a. I don't want to say, yeah, I guess a more mainstream movie. Like this
This
movie
is a
got pretty big,
mainstream.
and because of Jenna Ortega being in it and stuff, and it became known a lot more in the mainstream, and it did very well. But like this is just levels of talent that you don't see in mainstream horror 90% of the time.
This is probably the
Anymore.
best. Yeah, this is probably the best modern slasher I've seen in the last 20 years. One of them. Hellfest is another one. These are really good.
Hellfest is very good. And then we have the Chrome Skull films and Terrifier movies and Victor Crowley. Those are like the big slashers that come to mind of the last of like the
I've seen the first Terrifier. I haven't seen the second yet.
Second one's boring.
Yeah. I love the first one.
I know people. I could see it. I could see it, Larry. And I know it's long. It's 2.5 hours almost.
Yeah.
Like that, for me, it just flies by because I just love that property ever since All Hallows Eve.
The score is great, and that's the thing. Like I'm at a disadvantage because I haven't seen the first one and I haven't seen All Hallows Eve. I saw the second one because somebody was like really like pushing it on me to check it out. I was like, okay, cool, and I checked it out, and I found myself like dozing off, and the only thing that was really I was like, okay, the effects are great. The score is amazing, and so I need to go back and watch the first one. Now, I will say this: I just recently saw Laid to Rest like a couple weeks back. Really enjoyed it. I thought of it was like this is Terrifier before Terrifier.
Okay,
I was really
I
good.
have both of those on DVD. I have the first one, and I have the second one. I heard the second one's pretty good too.
Have a good night, Zodiac.
Have a good night, Zodiac. Thanks for joining.
No, Larry. You nailed it because that's what I always say is that if Laid to Rest, and those are films that I didn't see until like a year and a half ago or so.
Anchor Bay released,
but I've heard of them. Yeah, if those movies came out because the kills are on almost Terrifier level, some of them like they're brutal kills in that movie. Always say if those movies came out a few years later, near Terrifier, then that property would have blown up too. And
it's direct to video releases. That's the only shame.
Even the director passing away of the first two and stuff, we'd still be getting, I think, another.
I didn't know that. Okay.
If it can't, he passed away, the director. But if he didn't, and that movie came out closer to when Terrifier blew up, that Chrome Skull will be a household slasher name.
It's like those are direct to video. I have those as part of a set Lionsgate release a while back. Laid to Rest, I guess, or not Laid to Rest. Bloody Murder. I guess the two of those are kind of like Friday 13th knockoffs. I have those. I need to watch those.
What they should have done was I was telling Don about this. What they should have done with the second one, they should have done Laid 2 and then Rest. Because
that would work.
I hate when they miss opportunities like that.
Yeah, because I mean they have the Chrome Skull in there, right?
Yeah,
so, like they have Chrome Skull in there, so they could have done the Laid 2 Rest, in my opinion. I think it would have been like
instead of Chrome Skull Laid to Rest too.
Mm-hmm.
I hate when they miss clever like little taglines or ways that they could have put in movies titles that they don't.
The
this
only
is
thing,
so fucking creepy.
The only thing I would have said was
in bed with her.
Oh yeah. I think it would have been the only downside the only bad effect I think from Laid to Rest that I saw, or it could have been better. It was okay, but I think it could have been better was the whole like when he's peeling the mask off at the end.
Yeah, that's probably one of the least good looking effects actually in the movie. The knife through the guy's mouth, like when he's talking in the car window, that's like my favorite kill in that movie.
Nice.
That looks
Tega's trying to get out. This is the barn, like the other side. That's really good. She's trying to get out. That's a good scene.
The other one that was pretty, it's pretty good, but it was like a little like good and in a good over the top way was the Fix It Flat one.
Okay, yeah. They're very over the top, and they're very like lingering heavy on the gore. That's why it reminded me instantly.
There you go. She gets the hatchet. That's right, the little hatchet. Where I'm going to get out this fucking door. I'm gonna get out this door.
We're at the lake or the swamp or whatever the fuck.
Oh shit! He shows the light in his face.
And I love how he plays on the trope that the black dude in slasher movies usually dies first, and this Kid Cudi lasts almost most of this movie.
He sees the car, I think, because he goes into the water. He sees the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Boom! God. Double barrel.
Yep.
Yeah, right next
I
to
love
her.
how
Dude.
he scared me pops when he sees Howard.
Yeah, he just puts up that double barrel up to him like that. That's done so well. Yeah, she like wakes up or like opens up her eyes and she's like right next to her. She freaks out.
I would be so much freaking out. I would be insanely terrified.
Maxine, you okay? She's in my bed. Get me the hell out of here.
And then imagine being Brittany Snow's character. You open the door, you hear that scream, and you just see this naked old woman fucking walk past you. That's the first thing
I know,
you
just
greet
walks right
upon
past her.
reopening
Just, like,
your
walks
eyes.
really fast.
Yeah. You do a church mouse, you break that door down.
Hell yeah.
You'll get there eventually.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude, like that.
Where's Johnny?
Somebody please. She is so good in this.
Oh.
You get back down in there, damn it.
Yeah, I mean, every performance is unreal in this movie, which is something you don't see often. It's just a cast that all kills it.
And then he turns on the TV.
Even Howard, the guy who plays Howard's fucking great.
There she goes. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sniff some of this shit and I'll be okay. All right, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
And now that's we see the broadcast, the preacher guy again.
Yeah.
Turned on the TV.
Like I say, a lot of foreboding here, like a lot, like something's going on kind of with that.
The Collector. Yeah, the Collector films are fun.
We
were supposed to get a third. We were supposed to get a third one a while back, and then it never happened, or I don't know what the news is with that.
Well, that's right. Sees her all naked and puts the blanket over her. You okay?
The blonde actor who got shotgun to head later as was done. Oh, okay, yeah. That's interesting. I didn't know that. It's the famous alligator scene. I love how she's trying to help her. Says, does she say like I'm trying to be a nurse or something like that?
Yeah, she's trying to be a nurse.
I mean, she's really fucking trying, like she's.
You know what? You don't want my help? Yeah.
Oh.
What have you done except be a whore?
Move out of the way, bitch. Boom! There he goes. Bitch. Right in the head, dude.
And the thing she says to her that really sets her off is when she says, like, just don't, because you didn't get to live the life that you wanted, then let me out of the way. That sets her off completely because she's right. She is right from what we find out in Pearl. that she didn't get to live the life that she wanted to. And that's exactly what sets her off here. I mean,
It's
she's already a murderous
terrifying.
bitch, but that was like the nail in the coffin for this character.
What's terrifying about that is that's how gators do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They bite down and they turn. They turn like this. They'll go around and around and around. Just like any animal, they go for usually the head or the neck. They're gonna break that fucking neck.
Oh
That's
yeah, and see, that
freaking
right
insane.
there is the line. So she says, "You know, I don't like blondes." To Howard.
Yeah, I
That
don't know. I like
he
blondes.
explained in Pearl. I think that was so clever.
Shoves her in the water, bitch.
It's such a great kill.
That has to be female
She's
gator.
washing herself and shit. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
damn right with that old bitch in my bed with me.
I had fireworks there for a second.
Yeah, we've been hearing them around here.
I
We
haven't heard
some
any yet.
night.
Usually I do. Well, I will hear
Celebrating
them.
early
though.
or something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll hear them usually a few days before, but I haven't yet that I can remember.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
Thursday off, which is crazy. I mean,
That's cool. Okay, the 4th of
I-
July.
I don't know.
You can just relax and party.
I did see, Chris. I was going to tell you I did see that the Draft House has like an early showing of MaXXXine on Wednesday, but that's here in my area. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know if you have.
I have a movie theater in town. They may show a midnight showing. If that's the case, I might go see that. Rent comes first, though. So,
Or I haven't been to a theater in fucking forever.
yeah.
Just because
That
how
was the first
insane
movie
it
I
is.
saw in the theater
In New York, it's
6
like
months.
20. It's like $20-something just for a ticket for an adult.
Yeah.
In New York, for an IMAX ticket, it's like almost $40 a person.
Oh my
That's
god!
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
They do that
and
for a
then you
reason.
got fucking then you got fucking popcorn and shit. Before you know it, if you go with one other person in movies, you're in for like $100. Like, that's
Yeah.
insane. And I'd much rather click the download link and fucking save that
I
money
totally agree
and
with
watch
you.
any new release. Unless it's something like that I really feel is worth. Like I almost saw 10 in theaters. I'm kind of glad I didn't because I was good and I liked it, but because I love Saw so much. And same with
I do.
MaXXXine.
I like Saw 10
might
a lot.
see
I
it.
love the Saw franchise. Yeah.
I love it's one of my favorites.
I was very
franchise.
impressed by Saw. I didn't think I'd be that impressed by that. I just love Tobin Bell. No one else can play that part. So
No, yeah, he's so good, and that's imagine becoming like so iconically known, like for a role so late in your life. Like, how old is he?
that was the only thing that got to me. I'm like going, yeah, the characters look older. That's the only issue. But
Yeah, I mean, in Saw
female
10,
character
yeah,
that-
the differences in their age, for Amanda especially. From
yeah,
Smith.
what's her name? Well, she was a bitch to begin with anyway. I'm
Shawnee
like, oh, give
Smith,
me a
she
break.
She looked so different and older, and
Yeah.
it was distracting. Like looks like she had work done too, so like her face looks completely like not completely, but
Completely
it looks
different.
it
To
looks
me,
very
did.
different. Yeah, it looks very different, and it was taking me out of that movie. But I enjoyed it for the most part. I don't
Yeah.
know
Me too.
what to expect with Saw 11 this year, and how I don't think they should go down this whole route now they open where they can put stuff.
There's a
in
lot of
between.
fake trailers for that, and I'm like, I'll believe
Yeah.
it when I see it. Like,
Yeah, I
it
don't
was
know.
cool seeing the Hoffman character. That was awesome.
Hoffman is one of my favorite secondary
Me too.
villains in horror. I
Yeah.
love.
We'll say this: like I like the back and forth between them when he's telling her, like, you know, I think you're beautiful ever since. I like that part. It's almost kind of like, oh, you know, even though they just like
Yeah.
murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it adds.
It's when they have the hot, dirty
disturbing
sex
nature.
where Maxine happens to be underneath the bed is fucking great. I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, I was just like watching that in the theater. I'm like going, oh shit.
It's very good dialogue that you see, like
Mhm.
when you watch Pearl, and then you see her backstory and like what happened with Howard going to the war, and you get the whole backstory there and her feelings in that monologue that she puts down, the things she says. When you rewatch this movie and stuff, knowing all that, like this scene has a lot more of an impact.
It does.
Because if this movie's
I can
thrown
watch
in the
Maxine more
slasher,
than I can watch Pearl. I mean, but you know.
yeah, if this
Okay.
movie's a slasher film, like thrown in that genre, then I mean, Pearl's just a straight up character study.
Yeah.
Like that's what that movie is, and that's what I think a lot. The people who were turned off by Pearl or didn't
That's
like
so
it much,
bad.
Imagine being under that bed, yo. Fuck that. Are you serious?
He's all like,
Not gonna
oh, and she's like, oh shit, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, that's too funny. And the fact that Ty West went all the way there and shot
Yeah.
those shots and left them in there just to purposely disturb the shit out of all of us.
Bare bottom and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're just watching old people fucking in the bed. Like, it's kind of
Babies love it
ironic,
too, man.
and I'm sure it was on purpose that he had threw this in here partially because of, hey, you got to see
He's
Mia
all
Goth
thrust
and
in
Brittany
that.
Snow fucking throughout this movie. You got to see like some good looking. Now you're gonna watch two old people,
That'd be funny
deranged
if that was.
murderers fucking in the bed.
That'd be funny with that scene. They put Shia LaBeouf in there. He goes, "There you go." You just do that.
No, that.
Oh yes, she sees the tires are
I'm
slashed.
sorry, but the way they haven't had sex forever because of his heart, there's no way that guy didn't bust a nut the first second his dick went in there. There's
Yeah,
no way. And there goes demonetization for this video, probably. Whatever. Like, there's no way. There's no possible way that guy's going on.
She automatically gets the revolver.
Yep.
She sees
Which is
like
great foreshadowing too.
boyfriend is
showing
just
it
like
early.
mincemeat, just like nothing.
Yeah, his body's just was left there. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, he's just like
I forgot what they
nothing
did with
there.
his body. It's just nothing. It's just sitting there. So like nobody else saw that. No one like looked for the car and saw the body first before they got killed, I guess.
This is great sequence here.
Yeah, the whole ending to this is excellent.
I'm gonna be a star. Let me out of here.
And again,
That is like The Shining. That's pretty good.
That same hallway shot when MaXXXine comes in the house. I love how he's stuck with that same shot throughout the movie of just down the hall, look very Texas Chainsaw like, and then that's probably one of the biggest Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
This is all your fault. There she goes. I hate you.
I was locked in a dungeon down here.
Boom! Damn!
Dude, it takes you by surprise. Like, that shocked the shit out of me when I first saw this. When she gets blown
That's when
away.
he has the heart attack, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, there was another continuity one there too, where the way she was like on the floor.
Oh right.
Yeah, her body's different. Her body moves.
Sorry, man. I'm so like.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh, that's what I,
Look at that.
You know me, I do the same shit, and I look for that in movies. I kind of just turn it down. Like, it depends on the movie always. So like, if it's like a movie I adore, then that kind of goes down a bit, like that part of my brain that looks for continuity shit and
Double
dumb
barrels
stuff.
do that.
But I love always hearing him
like
point it out.
That will knock her back. That will knock her back big time.
Oh, dude, she gets her face annihilated by that shotgun. The way that
look at that,
gets hit.
The head there, just like all that.
I did not expect that at all the first time.
Remember that.
And then I love the.
That's right. She starts to gurgle. That's when he has the heart attack.
Yeah,
scared. He's dead.
Yeah.
Howard.
She's heavier than she looks.
Where's the key to the truck?
I love how they edit this. And
this is where it turns the table there a little bit. This is where it kind of switches completely. Completely. You're like, whoa, what the hell?
I love how they edit in the preacher.
Yeah, with the TV there.
Yeah.
God, I've seen him in other things. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I have too. I can't think of who he is though.
Whore.
He'll end up just like me.
Turn our backs on sin. Those are like glasses like my grandfather had, to tell you the truth. He had the same type of rimmed glasses like that. That's what's crazy.
Oh, I love her so much, Mia Goth. Like, all her line delivery here. So the whole world's going to fucking know my name. And she says the same thing in Pearl and stuff. The parallels there. It's so good.
Stop staring at me.
And that was very deliberate early on, showing when and they say it. They say that it's not. There's no bullets in that gun. The discount McConaughey.
Boom.
He
Yeah,
just leaves it in there.
she can't do it. So she's done. Yeah,
but
she's done.
But she didn't know that. MaXXXine doesn't know that there was no bullets in there. They're like, that was a great foreshadowing to throw that in there, like Occam's razor. Like we know there's no bullet in there.
Yeah,
if you pay attention.
I agree that's sexy as hell. That's sexy as hell when she says that. I like that look on her face. I just do. I mean, I'm like, oh hell yeah, no problem. Hey, I'm good. I'm good.
She's
she's
such a phenomenal actress. So yeah, chronologically, this is where we are last. She crushes her head in a second, which looks fantastic.
More than once.
Yeah, and then drives off. And then I love the
sniffs
last
more
line
of her stuff, and she's like,
"What do you think happened here? One fucked up horror movie."
And you know she does that with this right here. You know that's from Pearl. She goes like that.
Yeah.
Yo.
You whore.
You whore.
Boom. Oh. Like a grape.
It'll all be
I've never seen a Final Girl like this before. I mean, I haven't seen your next before, but I've never seen a Final Girl like this.
Oh, dude. Erin is my favorite Final Girl ever from Your Next. You got to watch Your Next. That girl, that woman kicks major ass through that entire film. She's my favorite Final Girl. I love it. Okay. I love that movie. I love Erin. Watch it. You'll see exactly what I mean.
Amy Steele is my favorite. I love Amy Steele in part 2.
Yeah, I know. She's probably, she's my favorite Final Girl.
She sits there with that shotgun. She's just sitting there, just waiting for him.
Yeah, she in the Friday series, she's my favorite Final Girl. I mean,
we're going to bring her back for 3. It never happened.
I know. Yeah, they were going to bring then for like 4 or something. They were going to bring back her and the girl who plays Chris in the 3rd movie.
That would have been great.
There was like a plan for and like something like that, like to bring the 2 of them together. And
Chris was the most prettiest out of them all, in my opinion.
Yeah, and she has the most genuine reaction.
She was in Sweet 16. Final Girl.
When that's Sweet 16 with Bo Hopkins. Is that Bo Hopkins? Yeah, that one's not bad actually. That's not a bad slasher. It's not a lot of great kills or anything, but like the story is all right.
Yeah. And she goes just driving off into the sunset. It's like the crack of dawn. She's like, "Fuck this place, I'm done."
Yep. Then we get a shot of this, and we see MaXXXine. Or Pearl.
See how her face looks?
It has to be MaXXXine.
See how her face looks there on the what is it? The right over here. You see the wrinkles, but you think it's something else. That may be a younger picture. That's obviously a younger picture of her.
Oh
Of Mia Goth. That's pretty cool though.
I'm gonna give a theory. I think that they're gonna have in MaXXXine. And I love the last line here. What do you think happened? One fucked up horror movie.
Yeah. You see the blood there on the roof part or whatever on top of the door?
Yeah. It looks great. That's from the shotgun spray. I mean, that's fucking awesome.
Goddamn horror movie.
But we know we have Richie Ramirez, the Night Stalker, in MaXXXine. And then we know that that evangelist priest cult, probably whatever it is coming into play in some way, because they say right at the end, like, one day she'll find her way home to us. So that I know Ty West by now. There's no way that's not coming back up. So and then the title card X with the circle, that's fucking great too. But like, what an excellent film. But my theory is going to be maybe
you see when he hands him the camcorder or whatever.
Yeah.
That might be the tape that gets sent to her.
That's a good theory. That might make sense. Yeah, because I think
it's like, guess what? I know something you don't know. You
Yeah,
know.
and here's the information. There'll probably be some blackmail in that movie or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Someone
thinking
who
so.
has
Like say,
something. Yeah, that's very
like
Giallo
a
too. I mean, if
giallo,
they,
so there's a lot of
yeah,
shit going on.
if they go that way, yeah, exactly. If they go that way, I could see that. Like since it is Giallo influenced, as heavily as they're
And this is
saying, he's been
Robert
promoting it.
Palmer. This is Robert
Yeah,
Palmer singing "Yeah, I Have a Bad Case of
yeah,
Loving
Kiss
You."
of
The late
Loving You.
great Robert Palmer, who did "Addicted to
I
Love"
used to
and
play "Addicted to Love" and this song. Band I used to
"Simply
be in. We used
Irresistible."
to play this
Yeah,
song. Great stuff. But yeah,
he
I
writ-
think that the Night Stalker is
yeah,
going
Martin
to
Henderson. Yeah,
possibly be tied in with the cult or the priest. Maybe he's doing the killings and shit like that to get to Maxine
he already
because
did a
of
found
the
footage film on a
priest.
cult. He could do like
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing is that I mean he killed it with the sacrament, and that was based heavily off Jonestown
oh
and Jim
heavily.
Jones, like so heavily that it could have been a documentary
Well, yeah,
movie.
because it's
But
Vice and it's all this
yeah,
stuff too.
exactly. They
I
changed a few
recognize the chick
things.
that played the sister. I've seen her in other stuff. She's hot as hell. Man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
she
like
is. But that's such a great movie too. Like I said, like we said, I mean, there's not. I think Ty West is one of the most like talented and just creative directors working today.
one of the
Of the
stunt
last like
doubles for
decade plus.
one of the stunt doubles for this was named Abigail. I find that interesting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
funny.
Pearl and MaXXXine, Abigail so and so.
Yeah, I don't like Abigail that much.
Great film. Yeah, this is a great film.
It really is. And does Netflix have Pearl? Probably not. But if you
It
guys want to
should.
join, I don't know what day yet, but I mean, it doesn't have to be right before the 5th, before fucking vaccine drops. It could be like a day or two afterwards. But one day this week coming, I want to do. I'm gonna do Pearl. So if you guys are definitely welcome.
Yeah, if I'm
And
available, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a minute
definitely.
since
Let me
I've seen
know.
Pearl.
Yeah,
Looks like
it's been a while since I
Amazing
rewatched
film.
both of these. I rewatched them like after I first saw them 2 years ago. I watched them again like 2 weeks later, back to back again, and then maybe another time a few months after that, and then I haven't seen them since. So this has been like a while since I went back and watched it, but couldn't think of a better time to do it than with Maxine coming. But thanks so
Absolutely.
much for joining, guys. This was a blast, and everyone in the
Yeah.
chat. Thanks for
yeah, man, it
hanging
was
out.
fun.
Thanks,
And,
everybody. Yeah.
I'm amazed how I remember this.
All
Hey,
this.
welcome back, Phil. But yeah, I'll let you guys know when I figure that out. What's going on in your channels this weekend or week, Larry? What's going on over there?
I gotta hopefully I'll get a couple reviews out this coming week, and then we postponed yesterday's in the house, so that'll be next week on Don's channel.
Nice.
Might have a couple other live streams coming up with some other people. The only other thing is I'm not going to be on the live stream, but Matt Pugwall, he did a recommendations video for horror films that's coming out tomorrow. I actually I have a bit in it where I come out. So
Oh, cool.
Nice. Very nice.
To look forward to. And then we also just to plug Matt's thing he has premiering tomorrow is like a huge mega compilation of interviews with directors and actors and writers and stuff like in the vein in his own words of like in the Search of Darkness documentaries on Shudder. So
Yeah.
definitely everybody try to check that out, a little of that, because I know he does great interviews. Check out his one with Ken Sagos, whatever you say it, the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4, the black guy Kincaid. Excellent interview, and he's got a book on a killer a movie coming he's trying to fund on a killer bird called Socrates. It's like
Nice.
like a slasher with a parrot, like with a fucking bird. But it sounds interesting. And the interview that Matt did with him, and how he did, this guy like loves nature and used to sit around and like just watch animals and stuff. It's really like it's definitely intriguing. I'll say that. So I'm definitely interested in seeing that. Chris, what's going on your channel?
Terror Tuesday will be Last Voyage of the Meter. I did a vote on my channel on what to watch next for Terror Tuesday. And then Fulci Friday, hopefully, I'll do Enigma. And
I love Enigma.
just do what I do. You know.
I love Enigma. That's
Appreciate also all the support. Check out Corey Wilkie's movies and music. Yesterday I did his Decades of Horror for the 70s and stuff. Check out that Scream. He's doing great over there. Check that out. Great picks from everybody for those films of that decade. So.
Awesome. Yeah. I thought of something when you were saying something, but forgot it. But what's tomorrow? Sunday. So tomorrow, Ginger Ninja has his anniversary stream watch party. So me and Keith will be joining him. I don't know if anyone else is, but we'll be watching Night of the Comet. So I haven't seen that movie forever, and I know it's a favorite
from 1984. Great decade for horror, or great
Kelly
year for
Maroney. Horror. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 82. I always cite with like 77, maybe. Like those are 2 years that are just excellent with horror movies, and might be like my favorite years. 82. I mean, you have The Thing is just alone for that, and then just
84 is probably the last great year for slashers. I have a lot that kind of explains that, because that's when you got A Nightmare on Elm Street. That was the last, I think, true.
And then that's when you get the MPAA coming out and just totally butchering the movies and stuff. It was, I think it had a lot to do with like Friday Part 4 and how big that series got at that point. But then
other than The New Beginning, The New Beginning is pretty dark as well. So
and then when I talked to Tom McLaughlin, and I said, like, you pretty much changed the whole course of this franchise. And then like it's a huge player in the whole series, because
it became more tropey comedy.
If not, we would have we wouldn't have as many Friday films as we have today. If he didn't change that into with the more comedy thrown in, the meta stuff.
Oh no, absolutely.
It couldn't have gone on from Part 5 in the same type of style as the first 5 for another.
From 6 is completely different.
Yeah, and so he changed that completely, and definitely a big accomplishment on his part. I am JT with listening. Oh, nice. All right, Russell's going to be too. So yeah, that'll be fun. And then Monday, I just got confirmation for the time. Monday, Fasil Bazi from Late Night with the Devil, Chris 2, 8:30 p.m. on Monday. Nice. And Tuesday, I have an interview with a friend of a friend who made a movie called Sweet Killing Machine. I still have to watch it. I'm having him on Tuesday night. And then Wednesday morning, sounding like 10 a.m., I will be having on Colin Towns, who did one of my favorite horror scores ever of The Haunting of Julia from 77, coincidentally. That's one of those movies that make that year.
Scream Factory 4K. Yeah, I need to check
you
that
have
out.
to watch that movie.
Yeah.
Like
Mia Farrow's in that.
Yes, she is, and she's excellent. The score is so good. The movie's a masterpiece, and it's one that I didn't see until like last year when a friend of mine brought it up, because I heard about it over the years, and it has another title. It's called Full Circle, and it's based off a Peter Straub novel. So I heard about it over the years, but they never had it anywhere. And then I found out last year when a friend of mine who was a big fan of the movie brought it up to me that it was on VHS, released in like 86, and then didn't have a physical release until last year.
Wow.
And that it fell into just complete obscurity, except for like if people remember it back when it came out on TV, they used to show it a lot. But it is such a good movie. It is such a masterpiece of a film. The slow build, if you like slow build 70s horror, even though we're like Rosemary's Baby with Mia Farrow, like even though the 68 doesn't work for me, I think it's boring as shit. This Mia Farrow movie is much better, like in every way. So check that movie out. But everybody, have a great night. Guys, thanks again for joining, and I'll talk to you all soon. So everybody have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Like